Which of the following coronary catheters has only one type for both left and right coronary arteries? A. Judkins catheter, B. Amblatt's catheter, C. Son's catheter, D. None of the above. Correct answer C. Son's catheter. Same catheter is used for right and left coronary angiography as well as left ventriculography with Son's catheter. It is introduced conventionally through a brachial artery cut down. Son's catheter is seldom used currently. Tiger catheter used for transradial angiography also has only one type of catheter for both left and right coronary angiography. Which of the following lesion location in left main coronary artery stenosis has the worst long-term outcome after angioplasty and stenting? A. Ostial stenosis, B. Mid-shaft stenosis, C. Bifurcation stenosis, D. None of the above. Correct answer C. Bifurcation stenosis. Left main ostial and shaft stenosis have better outcome after percutaneous coronary intervention and drug-eluting stent implantation than bifurcation stenosis. Best result would be for mid-shaft stenosis. Left main bifurcation angioplasty and stenting is also technically challenging. Functional assessment of severity of coronary lesion is done using A. Optical coherence tomography, B. Coronary angiography, C. Intravascular ultrasound, D. Fractional flow reserve. Correct answer D. Fractional flow reserve. Fractional flow reserve of less than 0.8 as measured by a Doppler wire during maximal coronary hyperemia induced by intracoronary or intravenous adenosine is taken as the cutoff level of functional significance of a coronary stenosis. FAME and FAME2 trials have established the clinical utility of FFR, which is now accepted as standard of care. FFR is especially useful in those who have undergone coronary angiography without prior non-invasive functional testing like a treadmill exercise ECG or myocardial perfusion imaging. Modifications shown to reduce restenosis in bare metal stents: A. Modification of stent design, B. Modification of stent material, C. Thinning of stent struts, D. All of the above. Correct answer C. Thinning of stent struts. Bare metal stents reduce restenosis by 30% compared to plain balloon angioplasty. Still, the total angiographic restenosis rates of bare metal stents come to about 20 to 30% within 6 to 9 months of implantation. Risk factors for new onset atrial fibrillation in the setting of percutaneous coronary intervention: A. Age, B. Hypertension, C. Acute myocardial infarction, D. All of the above. Correct answer D. All of the above. In addition to these, pre-existing heart failure is also another risk factor for AF in the setting of PCI. New onset AF usually occurs within 4 days of acute myocardial infarction and worsens the mortality rate, risk of stroke, and congestive heart failure. But the risk of stroke is lower than in other settings, possibly because of dual antiplatelet therapy and periprocedural anticoagulation. Most common complication of endovascular aortic repair: A. Aortic rupture, B. Device migration, C. Endoleak, D. Infection. Correct answer C. Endoleak. Type 1 and 3 endoleaks need immediate attention. Spontaneous sealing off may occur in half of the type 2 endoleaks. Vascular injury rates are low with EVA because of meticulous pre-procedure planning with the aid of 3-dimensional imaging and is in the range of 0 to 3%. Incidence of stent graft infection is also low at around 1%, but if it occurs, the mortality rate is high. An insufficient proximal seal in thoracic endovascular repair is A. Type 1 endoleak, B. Type 2 endoleak, C. Type 3 endoleak, D. Type 4 endoleak. Correct answer A. Type 1 endoleak. The term endoleak is used to denote leakage of blood into the aortic disease which was excluded from the bloodstream by the stent graft. This could be a false lumen in case of aortic dissection or the thrombus containing aneurysm cavity outside the stent graft. Significant endoleaks can lead to progressive enlargement of the affected pathological region and even rupture. Types of endoleaks after EVAR. Type 1 proximal or distal attachment site. Type 2 branch vessel. Type 3 modular disconnection and fabric tear. Type 4 graft porosity. Type 5 endotension. According to JCTO score, the probability of guide wire crossing an EC lesion in 30 minutes is A 90%, B 80%, C 70%, D 60%. Correct answer B 80%. The probability of crossing the lesion with guide wire in 30 minutes was nearly 80% with easy lesions, while it was just 10% with very difficult lesions. The intermediate group had a probability of about 67%, while the difficult group had a chance of about 42%. Multi-center CTO registry in Japan has established a scoring system known as JCTO score, which can grade the difficulty in crossing a chronic total occlusion of a native coronary lesion. The score was derived from the analysis of nearly 500 native CTO lesions. Operator bias was excluded by setting successful guide wire crossing within 30 minutes rather than actual procedural success as the cutoff point. The JCTO score was derived by giving 1 point each for independent predictors of this endpoint and adding up all the points together. The difficulty in crossing the lesions was stratified into easy with JCTO score of 0, intermediate with score of 1, difficult with score of 2, and very difficult if the scores were 3 or more. The endpoint was reached in about half of the lesions. The important independent predictors were calcification, bending, blunt stump, length of occluded segment more than 20 millimeters, and previously failed lesions. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for future updates and click on the bell icon for all updates. Thank you.